Hi, this is Dawn Barkley, and I am in New Orleans at Brownell Academy's 18th annual event at the Four Seasons Hotel, and I am here with Carrie Dyer, and she is the Brownell Travel's Chief Development Officer, and we're going to be talking about what Brownell Travel is doing to bring new agents into the fold and to make them super successful. And at the same time, how those moves are making Brownell Travel Company a host company to be reckoned with. This is Insider Travel Report. So, Carrie, thanks very much for spending time with me.
Oh my gosh, Dawn, thank you so much. It's such a privilege to be here.
Oh, thank you. So I understand that you have a huge amount of luxury hospitality experience. You do. And I am going to read this because it's quite long. Your current role, you oversee Brownell Partners marketing and talent development teams and focus on a range of initiatives, including expanding the hosting and mentoring programs, or mentorship programs, building strong supplier relationships, and supporting independent advisor success. And in addition, you lead the diversity, equity, and inclusion teams, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Catching my breath.
I will say, though, that partners, talent development, and marketing are all each individually teams of three. Okay. With very talented, very smart, driven people that are on those teams. So it's not like I'm actually having to do all of that. I can trust it to extremely capable people.
Wonderful. So let's first talk about this event.
Yes.
Okay. So at this year's Academy, you've made some changes.
Yes.
Yes. So you've invited staff members to attend. And you have mastermind programs that involve staff. And I'm curious, what kind of staff members are attending and what's the thinking behind having them here?
Sure. So we've always had staff members attend. And by staff members, we don't mean Brownell employees. Brownell employees have always been here. But by staff members, we mean our independent advisors, staff. So they've always been welcomed. But this year we realized that we needed a one-up for them in order to support their advisors to continue to be more successful. And so we thought they needed some separate programming. They were hungry for it. The advisors that they work with were hungry for it. Masterminds is a neat thing that we do for the advisors. And so we thought, hey, what a great extension, because the purpose of Mastermind is to share successes, to share pains, and collaboratively come together with solutions. And it was a great day.
So are these just assistants or?
Yes. And we call them staff because everybody has different names for them. Some call them travel advisors, some call them coordinators, some call them assistants. And so staff sort of doesn't feel as personable as we are at Brownell, but it was just an easier category because everybody can title their people as they want.
And you also this year have suppliers coming to your awards dinner.
Yes.
And what's the thinking behind that?
The thinking behind that is that two things. One, we are all about community. I mean, Brownell is very intentional in our growth and the size of the company that we have and the number of the people that we have. And our partners are an extension of what we do, and they are a part of our community. So I would say first is community and making sure that everyone is included. And the second part is that the partners are huge in the success of our advisors, and they're so important in all that we do. And so if we're celebrating the advisor's success, gosh, we should have the partners in there too, because it's our shared success.
And to the idea of community, I just want to say that I noticed that the binder that you give out to everyone, you have pictures of everyone. Every single advisor has a picture there with their contact information. And I just thought that was so lovely. And I hadn't seen that at other events. So kudos to you. Very nice. And I think that really makes everybody feel a part of everything.
Agreed. And I mean, as we know, being an independent advisor can feel so isolating. You're at home, you're working from home, and anything that we can do to bring people together and to have someone recognize your face and go, oh my gosh, Dawn, I've talked to you a million times on the phone. It's so good to put the face with the voice.
So very, very nice. So about Brownell as a whole, your revenues increased 15% year to date compared to 2022, driven by a surge in demand post-COVID. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But of course, this taxed your workers, your advisors. And so what did your support staff do to help them get through this?
Sure. So if I can brag just a little bit, it's actually 22% year over year. Our sales year ends September 30th. So we've just got the most recent numbers from that. So yes, 22%. So excited. We have the amount of support that we have is just incredible. So we've got hosting support, sales support, insurance desk, air desk, marketing, partners, talent development. And so it was all hands on deck of, okay, what does the advisor not have time to focus on? What do they just want to go, somebody do this for me? And so we had all those systems in place, and they do. And the great thing too about having 120 advisors is that we get to know everybody's style. And so we know that, Sally wants it this way and Lauren wants it this way, and do our very best to customize by the way that they work.
Your blogs too are sort of customized that way, or your sales letters. I had read, or I think I'd heard a video where you saying that they know how to customize that as well.
Yes.
That's very unique.
It's important. It's a lot of extra work, but it is something that our advisors appreciate. And listen, when you talk about newsletters, some people love marketing. Some people do not love marketing. And so again, whatever we can take off their plates to help them. Another thing is systems. And it can get so easy to get ahead in the stream of planning, and behind the scenes, things are kind of a mess. And if things are a mess, then it just things more difficult along the way. And so we do a lot of focus on systems and infrastructure.
Well, those systems and infrastructure must really be working, because you have a record number of award winners this year, don't you?
We do. Our award levels start at $1 million in sales. And 70% of our community has hit that. And then our next tier recognizes people who are at 2 million. And then the next level is at 3 million. But that tippy top tier, their average sales are over 4 million.
Wow.
I mean, revenue. Yeah, no, sales. Sales are 4 million. Sorry, you might want to fix that one. But 4 million in sales. Yeah, it's extraordinary.
So what are those secrets that you're imparting to them that are getting them to that level?
I think it is, I think it's several things, but it absolutely is the support. I mean, that is our whole job. We are here to help elevate the travel advisor who is a entrepreneur. We're very, very focused on business owners. This isn't just about being a travel advisor. This is, as I mentioned, the infrastructure, the systems, the partners, everything that you need to have a successful business. That's what we're there for. The other thing is we have business coaching. So you can sit down with our director of hosting development and spread out your business, and she can look at it and she can find the weaknesses, she can find the holes, and find a way to sort of patch that together to help everybody get to where they want to go.
And is that what makes your hosting program different than the rest? Or are there other things that also make it different?
I would say one more thing coming back. So yes, that is a point of differentiation for sure. Another thing that I do think is really important are our partners. We do, we're very lucky. We are part of Virtuoso. We're very fortunate to be a part of all of the curated, agency loyalty programs that are out there. But we have our own elite partner program where there is a series of different categories for the partners. And we are constantly looking for new people, getting that information from our advisors as they're out traveling or they're at the shows and they meet new people and they bring it home. And then we work with them and we do discover calls and we vet them so that we are constantly growing the opportunities of partners for our advisors to work with, but doing it very intentionally. So I think the way that we curate our partners program is super important too, because it's easier for the advisors to work with them and the client satisfaction rate on the ground is outstanding.
Perfect. So let's talk about the mentoring programs. There's a lot of worry out there about the fact that, it's an older industry and we got to bring new faces into the business. What is Brownell doing to attract new people to the industry and particularly to your training program?
I think that we've been fortunate. After COVID, to be honest, we've seen a huge surge of people interested in the industry. I think, COVID was what do I want to be when I grow up? I haven't, is this really what I want to be doing? I want to reset in life. And so many people love travel. And then I think they're listening to the resurgence in travel. So to be honest, our inquiries for mentoring program are up 100% year over year. Our interest in advisors wanting to switch agencies to us is up by 180% year over year. So people want to come. So we have less issue getting people to want to come. But what is the secret sauce? I think the differentiation of our mentoring program is, again, we're helping entrepreneurs launch businesses. So There's very much time spent on the marketing, the infrastructure, the systems. Oh, and by the way, we teach you how to be a travel advisor. And a big part of our mentoring program too is that when they start with us, we do a full week of training in Birmingham together. By that, when they leave, they start booking travel. So we are there hand in hand with them from when they get the lead to when the clients depart to help them along the way. The ratio, we've got at least 5 Brownell people to every mentee that's there. We max out our classes at 5 mentees. So it's just that hands-on pushing them through, but we do have accountability. You know, they do check-ins every 3 months. There are revenue goals that they should be at. There is an entire spreadsheet of curriculum that they should be doing. And it's all just because we know it works.
How much time would somebody in the mentorship programs expect to spend studying and working the program?
Every week. Put it this way, it's their business. It's a startup. And I try to tell people this because sometimes it's hard because it is a virtual business and it's a service business. But if you were launching a brick and mortar business and you think about building that business, your storefront, which is your website, your suppliers, your partners, your QuickBooks, all those things, it's the same. So we find that it's not a 40-hour week. It can be 50. It can be 60. I would say that's number one thing that people say because our program is full-time and it's a full year. And people are like, really? And then they get here. The number one thing we hear after they're here for about 60 days is, I don't have enough time as it is. How would anyone not do this full-time?
So there's a lot of talk out there about AI and how it can make agents irrelevant. How do you respond to that?
I say, let's go back to 1993 and OTAs because it's kind of that same idea that technology is out there. I do not think it will make make advisors obsolete. If anything, I think it'll make them more important in the same way that the OTAs did, because people would get out there. They think they can do it themselves. It turns out to be a total mess. And then they're thinking, oh my gosh, that advisor really does provide value for what I do. Now, I do think, but I'm not afraid of AI because I do think that there are great opportunities to help our advisors and digging into it and thinking about content and writing, as long as everybody makes sure to pause, ensure it's accurate, and then also give your own individual voice to it, which is really important.
And last question, where's Brownell going? And what's in store for the next year and beyond?
So for us, it is very measured growth. And so we want to add to our hosting program. We want to add to our mentoring program. There's a secret that's going to be coming up soon of a new product that we're going to be launching. And so actually 2 new products, one in January and then the other probably in the summertime. So more to come if we can come back to that. But basically, we are continuing to innovate options for our advisors. So there's more support coming for them as it relates to their staff and what we can do to help them grow. And then there's more for Brownell, for the community at large, for so many people to be able to find a spot that will work for them at Brownell.
But you want to tell me all those secrets now, right?
No, I can't. I can't tell you, but I promise it'll be great. And you'll be the first person I call.
I tried. Well, thank you very much, Carrie, for spending time with me. I wish you a great rest of the conference and success. Congratulations on your continued success.
Thank you.
This year. And this is Dawn Barkley, and this is Insider Travel Report.